See how this goes over there? It's my first time doing what I do. Okay, it's like a different type of YouTube live. This is, I don't know how this even shows up. Let me check this out. It's interesting. That's true. Okay, YouTube. Let's see how it goes over there. Um, Talked about the jet, hover jet board. The vibration board is the one that I'm currently the most invested in. Some components really translate regardless of propulsion methods. Maybe it should be modular so you could have your own units. If you wanted the jet unit, it sounds insanely complex, but honestly, I think that's the reality of future tech. It's going to be pretty interesting. I myself am curious about some of the barriers to manufacturing. You know, there's a reason why. I'm not getting political at all. I don't even want to hear anything political from anybody. But there's a reason why. I mean, if you have something to say, but why the U.S. doesn't manufacture certain things. You know, we take for granted how much of the life we live is a global collaborative project. You know, really think about that. You need the entire world in order to live your life. That's fascinating. Um, so it just gets into really the full scale of where we are when it comes to making different things. I think that's one reason why people like cars so much and computers, because both of those things are at a really interesting stage. You know, it's like the knowledge is shared out there, disseminated, and at the same time, the materials aren't that expensive, so you can really go in. 7 people over here on YouTube. That's crazy. I wonder if that's people who subscribe or not. But anyway, thank you, Alex, for sharing the live. So it gets interesting. But yeah, I think that's going to be one of the main challenges that I'm going to tackle as well. I was listening to this podcast about circular economies, and in general, I think people don't realize like you have to design stuff for the thing that you're trying to do. You know what I mean? Um, if you don't trying to retrofit the current economy to a new type of thing, that just doesn't work. I mean, sure, you could say that's what you're doing, but what's actually going on? There's individual businesses that are going to shift. So no matter what, you're talking about individual human education. It all comes down to education, sustainability of it, because if it's more sustainable, people will adopt it by themselves, and they'll educate themselves. You won't even really have to. You won't even really have to. You don't have to be yelling at nobody. They'll be ready to go. But anyway, so with the hoverboard, I would like to. Um, what's up, Grace? What's up, Trenton? Thank you guys for the freaking jumping in. Yeah. Um, anyway, Grace just said I'm not doing so good. Jeez. Well, um, but yeah. So one of the soonest things I would love to tackle anyway would be um, what's up, Tanner the football. Knock. Would be the sustainability practices. Not sustainability practice, but the literal sustainability. Um, parts would need to be easily modular. It's interesting. What's up, Tanner? I think we're entering a new age, as it were, of material usage. Because you have to think about one thing I think about is organization. I think one thing people don't think about is that there's a constant battle for organization. Every day when you, even if you like clean your house or whatever, what is that? What's really going on there? Um, you're getting down. You're doing time travel. And in the course of that, not only are you putting things back where they go, but you're putting them in a slightly better place. That's why it's interesting to go into places that have been around for a little while because they've consistently improved on what probably or gotten worse, unfortunately. But if they have consistently improved, no matter what, in the lived-in areas of it, there's going to be consistent improvement. Anyway, I'm just yapping at this point. Absolutely yapping. Just going to relax a little bit. All right, over here on Twitch as well. We're reading about Archimedes. But I'm going to pause that. Man, this is interesting. In physics, the benefits of using the center of mass to model a mass distribution can be seen by considering the resultant of the gravity forces on a continuous body. Consider a body of Q of volume V with density PR. Okay, we've already gone past my capacity. At each point, R in the volume. In a parallel gravity field, the force F at each point R is given by. They proceeded to give me an equation where dm is the mass point R, g is the acceleration of gravity. Okay, it's kind of interesting. dm is the mass point R. G is the acceleration of gravity. One thing that I hear all the time is they say the acceleration, gravity is acceleration. So acceleration and speed are the same thing. I feel like they're not being very clear on that. You know. I mean, you can just ask Google right now. No, speed and acceleration are not the same thing. Speed is how fast an object is moving, while acceleration is the rate at which its velocity changes. Yeah, but an object can increase its speed, decrease its speed, or even change its direction of motion without changing its speed. And all these are forms of acceleration. They're lying somewhere here. I don't believe it. Is it just me? Acceleration is the rate of change of an object's velocity, since velocity includes both speed and direction. Acceleration occurs when either speed changes. Okay, so if that's true, I gotta go to actual chat GPT for this because Google's not gonna be able to understand my foolishness. Google will give you a quick answer, but when you really don't know what you're talking about, you gotta go to chat GPT. If speed is not the same as acceleration, then how come? I just have to be honest because I don't know what I'm talking about. Then how come when they talk about moving through space at 9.2, I don't know what the actual number is, 9. But ChatGPT will figure out what I'm talking about. 9.2 meters per second. They say it's the same as the gravity on Earth as the acceleration. I know that's not true, but I know it'll figure it out. They say it's the same as the acceleration in the gravity on Earth. It's a really foolish question. Let ChatGPT figure it out. Great question. You're picking up on something that trips up a lot of people because speed or velocity and acceleration are very difficult physical quantities, but they often get mixed in everyday explanation. Let's untangle it. Speed or velocity is how fast something is moving. Its units are meters per second, blah, blah, blah. Oh, I see. Acceleration is how quickly the speed is changing. No, I don't see. Its units are meters per second. Per second, per second. Meters per second, per second. No, I don't get it. Speed tells you, I sort of get it. How many meters per second? Per second. But then, if we're accelerating in gravity, so we're not just moving at a constant speed, speed tells you where you are on the gas pedal right now. Acceleration tells you how much your foot is pressing down harder or lighter on the pedal each moment. Gravity on Earth. The acceleration due to gravity near Earth's surface is about 9.8. I said 9.2. 9.8 meters. House close. Squared. I didn't know it was squared though. Often rounded to 9.81 or even 9.2 in casual talk. Oh no, he's just trying to placate me. Wow, ChatGPT is weird sometimes. This means if you drop something, its speed increases by 9.8 meters per second every second. Uh, so after falling 1 second, 2 seconds, and so on. If not that, gravity gives you a it's not that gravity gives you a speed of 9.8 meters per second. It gives you a rate of change of 9.8 meters per second. Huh. So let's see why people mix them up. Why people mix them up. Sometimes people shorten the language. They'll say something like gravity is 9.8 meters per second, but what they mean is gravity accelerates an object at 9.8 meters per second each second. That extra per second makes all the difference. Without it, sounds like speed instead of acceleration with gravity. That's so weird. Leopold says, think of acceleration as the change in speed, and gravity is just an acceleration of, yeah, 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 yeah. 67.67 cents. It's funny. It's interesting. It's interesting. It's interesting. It's interesting. What it what it makes me think about also is whether you know that what they say that the Earth is pushing up at us, right? Um, what? ChatGPT is so much fun. Do they mean? Oh, the other hoverboard I didn't talk about. Well, this isn't a hoverboard. This is just an idea I had. I guess this one would have to be combined with the slime board, but it was basically using suction to create some downforce and maybe tap in to gravity. You know, imagine it's impossible, really. Nah, it's impossible. But if you could like tap into, you could be in extremely low orbit. But the problem is, at that point, you're just moving. How fast would you have to be in orbit? That's, let me start a new chat really quick. Leopold says, yes, the Earth exerts a reaction force to that of our weight, but our weight is created from gravity. Force equals mass times acceleration. What model are you on now for your hoverboard? Messing around with a few different things right now. 15th, 30th dimension are the ones that come to mind, and then of course the mods, topological nuance and the like. Um, oh, what was I gonna ask? What was the question? I forgot. An idea for a new question. Doop, boop. Oh, come on. Let's go back to the last question I asked it. Oh, okay, anyway. Gravity pulls you down. Oh, I know what I was gonna ask it. Let me see. How fast would you have to go in order to orbit the Earth. Or I guess if you're in the atmosphere, that doesn't count as orbiting because of wind resistance. You're just flying. Let me see. I'll put hypothetically. I said Earth at 2 feet's too high. Let's say 8 inches off the ground. Hypothetically. Taking longer for a better answer. I mean, you can skip that. Oh, I should just let her do it. No, she stopped. Good question. This is a classic hypothetical. Don't need to think too deep on this one because, you know, orbital velocity at distance r from Earth's center is, oh, there's just an equation for it. Okay, v equals, what's v? I also assume velocity. Velocity equals the square root of gravity times mass divided by r, the radius. Earth's radius plus altitude. Anyway, Earth's radius 6 point, your altitude is 8 inches, about 0.2 meters. Okay, I did the question. So we'd have to be moving 1,700 miles per hour in order to orbit the Earth at 8 inches up. So, not impossible. The orbital hoverboard. Put that in the archive. I'll have the interns work on that last. That is only used for if you're battling freeze. You know what I mean? That's the one you bust out to battle freeze. So you're like, I need to get to Hawaii with a backpack in 0.2 seconds with the stopping force. You'd also have to have a titanium suit and the best slime foam hover suit inserts you could buy. Those alone would tax you upwards of, who knows, $300,000. Which isn't really that much considering what you're getting up to. But anyway, per panel, 300,000 per panel. That's the same speed as the ISS orbits at, because 0.2 meters moving around is effectively the same radius. Oh, wow. So the difference between being 8 inches off the ground and being at the level of the ISS is insignificant in the equation. So they also have to move at 1,700 miles per hour. That's very fascinating. We just tie a rope. It would have to be going where you wanted to go. But anyway. What's the land speed record here? No, airspeed record, actually. It's over. Okay. 7,000. So he was at 1/3 orbital speed, basically, or almost 2.5 orbital speed. Whoa. That's pretty cool. Oh, was a NASA jet. Oh, but it was unmanned. That doesn't count. Well, I guess it does actually. Manned is 4,500 miles per hour. That's pretty good. It's not bad at all. It's not bad at all. For sustained flight in a jet engine powered manned articraft, SR-71 Blackbird still reigns supreme. Official Mach 3.3, 22 miles per hour. Wow. Jets are ridiculous. You know what, ChatGPT? Let's just let AI finish this. Would the hoverboard be the next level of skateboarding or a totally new thing? I would think it would be one of the evolutions of skateboarding, in my opinion, because I think it's going to be built off of the knowledge that, or at least the, not the knowledge that skateboarding brings, and then the skill sets, the balance, and then I think there's certain physical aspects of it that you're not even fully appreciating in the art form of skating. I think that's why skating works so well outside of contests as well, because there's things that you can capture in skating that is interesting. So we call it lifestyle, but it's more just like a progression of concept that people achieve. So it's not always about doing the thingiest thing. Design a jet engine system that could work as a skateboard modification. Hoverboard. Scaling up. The only thing, scaling up. Yeah. I don't know what you call it, wind force. Scaling up the wind force. What if I play you some guitar? Sure. You can jump in, play some guitar. I don't mind. Just keep it. I don't know what I meant by that. But yeah, jump on in. Oh, wonderful. See, ChatGPT, the best intern. Literally the best of all the interns over here. Okay, Kenya, let's do this like an engineering sketch. We'll design a jet engine style propulsion system that attaches to or integrates with the hoverboard scaling wind force idea. Sometimes it's a little bit too patronizing, but instead of a full-blown fighter jet engine way too hot, loud, heavy, I agree. We created a scaled turbofan turbojet hybrid system that uses ducted fans with combustion augmentation. Think of it as a jet boosted hoverboard. Base hoverboard provides magnetic lift. Magnetic? That's lame. This one's already, as far as I can't think of this one working. I can't. System components: air intake, 2 intakes mounted at the front sides of the board. Shape, NACA deck style, or drag, blah blah blah. Yeah, everything else is cool, but they didn't help me really solve anything. Use high RPM electric centrifugal compressors. I'm not freaking. I Shouldn't have said jet. It's my fault for saying jet. I mean, it's actually giving me some cool ideas though. So it says I'm going to code to make it more realistic and take into account the hover suit for propulsion. Because I think, I personally, Mana says, bro, I'm sorry this is a drag, but can you up what you're trying to do? Oh, sum up with your skateboards. Yes, sir. Thank you so much for the follow. Thanks for the likes on the live, guys. 3.3 likes. That's dope. Make a hoverboard, basically. But yeah, anyway, what I was gonna say is I think that you really want the propulsion for the human to come on from themselves. I think the first step to a fully hovering hoverboard is a fully hovering person. Because the board, we're acting like it's the board's fault. No, we're gigantic. Okay? These boards are, a board is a very small thing. You know, you're asking this little petite thing to lever you up into the air somehow while you stand on them. Come on. So I think the hover suit should have a gyroscopic sort of weightlessness system to where when you activate that, the weight of the human is canceled out via its own propulsion system, whatever that is. And then the board also has the same thing, but the board's only going to weigh, 15 pounds. So it's not going to need too much in the way of propulsion. It's going to need more of tactile interaction with the obstacles is what we're really looking from the board. And then we're looking for a way to, because think about what a skateboard does. It really does two things. One, it allows you to articulate your interaction with your environment. And then two, it allows you to convert your energy into work that you then can deploy. You're doing it immediately with the skateboard. When you kick, there's no storage mechanism. It's like a wheel is like a what's that? It's just like a wire. It's not even a capacitor. It's just a freaking direct connection, But you are converting it into work. It just so happens that the work you needed to do is fairly simple. But with the hoverboard, maybe we can still utilize the kicking function because that's a lot of force. That this human leg right here that we have ready to swing around and boot things. If we can not only use that to in some way propel the board, but also store a portion of that energy using, obviously, what is it called? Regenerative braking or rechargative braking? I don't know what it's called. But anyway, when you brake and it recharges, so we can use it. But that would be cool, as well as some other, onboard, because I don't want to go fuel, and I don't want to go. I'm okay with a battery, sort of, Batteries to me are kind of a scam. I'm gonna be honest with you. They're useful. What's up, Soul? Batteries are just like they're like long-term capacitors. They're really not batteries, you know. A battery. Hey, battery says I'm gonna be with you forever. These little capacitors, they're great. If you need to use something for 12 hours, but you're gonna have to go charge it back up. But anyway, that being said, I just don't see the real practical use of a battery to do transporting on a hoverboard because where are you going to get the energy? I mean, we did say we could get the energy. It would be kind of cool if we went the route of instead of making the bat. I'm sure someone's already doing a version of this. Instead of worrying about having a lot of power, or I mean power, a medium amount of power for a long time, if we did lean in on the capacitor angle and we made it so that the force that you put into the hoverboard really only is meant to last 30 seconds, but somehow we also, in that, optimize our discharge abilities so that you're getting, for those 30 seconds, every kick gives you a boost of energy to be able to do certain things. I like that. Yeah. So that's why the actual hover suit is probably going to take like 7 years. Well, guys, I think we had a really great live. This is one of my favorite lives I've had. It's only been an hour and 27 minutes by Twitch standards, but I'm loving YouTube. Thank you guys for sticking with me over there on YouTube. Thanks for the 2 likes. Thanks for everyone on TikTok. 3.3K likes. 6 people over here. 7 people over here. So much fun. It was actually a lot of fun. Got to talk about some really cool stuff. I think that's how I'm going to keep it. I'm going to use the lives as research sessions. I'm just going to come on here and do my research. That way, I don't have any friction about how much time I'm spending on live, because honestly, I have to stay researching. I have to be researching. I'm going to do this anyway, so I have to be researching. But I think it's time I hit the hay. So I'll see you guys later. Thank you so much for being cool. It's all sad to go. Hoverheads, you guys are awesome. I can't do it. Can't leave. No, I'm just joking. That's to go. What should I turn off first? Twitch? I guess we'll turn off Twitch first. See you, Twitch. Oh, sorry. I meant to say bye before I turned it off. YouTube, they already left. Great. Now I don't feel bad. Bye, YouTubers.